Hey everybody, thanks for coming out today. This is going to be our weekly stream. I did plan to have a link shell event. Turnout was a little low. I guess interest in Incursion, not so much, or Delve. So we're going to do some solo fun tonight. I'm going to work on some of my awoken mobs, maybe some NNI, take some questions until I run out of time. And if you have any questions or anything, let me know. Feel free to pop in, and we'll see how it goes. Let's share a link to my Discord friends. Alright. And let's switch over to show. Alright, everything looks pretty good. I'm going to talk to Elijah and get my first, I guess my 6 of the prime weapon upgrades. Every 3 awoken mobs you kill, you get a voracious scythe. Psyche or psych. Depends on how you pronounce it. So, for now, let's work on cleaning the rest of those guys out, and then maybe we'll have some mimic luck. Well, I was working on my mythic trials, so we're gonna take a little break from the Turpus score for now. It's not quite endgame ready yet. And Records of Eminence. Records of Eminence, other 4. Let's set as many of these as we can. So I already have beaten the first 3. Like I was saying, I got my first voracious scythe. So we're going to kind of move down the list. Bucinian Glacier, Palborough Mines, Adawea Subterrane, Arapago Reef, Ethereal Incense 9, Western Altepa, Battalia. How many more spots do I have left? Gufim, Khmer, Rala Waterways, Newton Mavopolis. I've already done Newton Mavopolis. Oh, I'm out of slots. Okay. No worries. Let's hit Gufim one first. So it's a really easy one. That's why I'm running out to it first. And I could show off and do it solo, but I've done that before on stream. So let's make this go a little bit faster, shall we? Lastly, I do want to really thank everybody for joining me today. And everybody who joined me out on the 24-hour stream. I had a lot of fun. I have a couple things I'm factoring in about what to pursue the future and how to split up Twitch and YouTube, especially with the policy changing about simulcasting in July. Be something I have to factor. Oh, it looks like I have 2 Aeneases. It's kind of cool. Clock style gets weird sometimes, but I assure you I only have 1. Time to die, dragon. Next. Okay, let's get another quickie one. One right outside of Upper. I should have went there first, actually. Battalion Downs. Let's go back to Upper Juneau. Almost missed it. Was running right past it. I think this one's a Cerberus, if I recall. A little bit of magic, a little bit of physical. I'll hit him with one heavy Rudra, and then the next one will hit him for like 200. They'll cap out his resistance. And then it's off to Aeolian Edge City. Big hit. Into no foot rise. Into reverse flourish. Into an Aeolian Edge. Aw, Kratata, you and your Burning Blade messing up my infinite skill chain. It's okay, I forgive you. Oh boy, I have some loud neighbor stuff going on downstairs. I apologize if you all hear that. But that's two. Let's warp back and start the next one. I'm thinking Palbro and Mines next. Alright. Palbro Mines next. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful wizard of frogs. Oh, you all thought I was doing Oz? Well, you don't know what this NM looks like then. Thank you everybody for tolerating my terrible singing. Helps pass the time during these runs. See, wonderful wizard of frogs. Well, that's 3. And thankfully he didn't use charm. Kubaru 20. The settings on my left window. Oh, do you mean for my chat bar? Is that what you mean, my log? I just want to make sure I understand your question. I think that's what you mean, though. Okay, where are we going next? Oh, I'll show you here before I warp out. So to split your log, you go to config, right? And then you're going to see Windows and config. And you'll see the shared window 1 and window 2. There's a lot happening. Well, I'll teach you a quick trick if you're going to be following me tonight. But so you see here, you can split them vertical or horizontal. I like mine horizontal. And I give it a timestamp, and then you can select window type. And then the animations are ancient for the windows opening and closing. So I turn them off. It makes everything feel so much more snappy. But then once you do that, you can go in and you can program how long they are and how big they get and how high they stay up. And then you would go down to log, and you can actually program what they say. And I won't go into all these. Let me just summarize how it goes, okay? So my left side here is all chat messages. So link shell chat, say chat, chat from missions, chat from things dying, chat from pretty much just the messages kind of stuff, you know? And then this window over here is my battle window. So anything relating to battle will tend to show up on that window. Limit point rewards, damage, hits, all that kind of stuff. And I keep them separated so that way I don't miss a message from a link shell member or a tell or something like that. Things can move kind of quickly, and people miss messages all the time in this game. Next up, let's hit up the desert. You're welcome. Yeah, I definitely have to follow up on all my job guides, but I'm going to be finishing my Bard guide before I take a look back on the White Mage and Dancer guides. I also kind of have a lot of notes for a Scholar guide, but don't nobody get their hopes up for that yet. That's going to be a minute. I could talk about Scholar for 4 hours straight and still not scratch Scholar. Because like you're pretty much covering like all the conversations of Black Mage and White Mage and some unique properties in addition to. So it can be a little complicated. But yeah, I think with the way the game's going right now and magic is being very potent in the lower levels of Swordy, I think a lot of people could use some tips on how to do Scholar, and that could be translated into Black Mage, White Mage, Red Mage. There's a lot of magic talk there. A lot of people sub Scholar as well if you're a mage, so there's a lot you can learn from that as well. Howdy there, Mr. Behemoth. It's time for me to kill you. Bye. Where's your mark? Is it on your tail? Oh, it's under your tail. Yeah, I see it. Good old memory mage. Do Racing Jima next. Yeah, Black Mage is very powerful and popular now for Swordy. It was always kind of popular for Vagary, and then there's a couple NMs it's useful for. I wish it got more love. It's kind of been shunted for a while. It was a little too powerful for cleaving, AoE. Everybody could just AoE blast everything down. People would pull mobs in, and Black Mages would just erase them. And they received a heavy nerf a while back. And it doesn't make them useless. It really forced them to be more single target DPSs instead of area of effect DPSs as effectively as they were. I forget what order I mastered my Black Mage in. I think it was my 8th or 9th master job, but it was definitely one that I had a lot of fun mastering. I was really surprised how powerful they are in a coordinated party. But when you have just a bunch of random Zergers around and DPS chasers and parse addicts and stuff, it can be really hard to see a Black Mage shine. You need a lot more organization and coordination in a group to see the best of a Black Mage. Oh yeah, Scholar's Black Mage's best friend. I'm on the Siren server, retail. I know there's a lot of private servers out there and time lock servers and stuff, but I still want to support the game. I know Square Enix has made a lot of mistakes as a company throughout the years, but you know, like the ones that they've done right, this was one of the best things they've released in my heart. I want to support it. I definitely don't want it to die. Bahamut's a great server. Bahamut and Odin, I pretty much hear, are the most balanced servers right now as far as population. Siren's a little bit dead, and then Ashura is our Mos Eisley. But yeah, you're in pretty good hands in Bahamut from what I hear. There's a lot of really good players there. Oh yeah, I have a level 90 character. I finished Endwalker. I'm not up to the exact latest patch in the storyline, but I definitely, I did do the god raids where you go up and start to do the stuff with the 12, and I won't say too much there. Down, Hydra. Bye, buddy. Sorry for killing your head. Yeah, 14 has a great story. It has great music. I'm not super fond of the gameplay. I think it's a little bit as a healer. Like, I usually default to healers in games. So I play a Scholar, ironically. You'd think I'd be a White Mage in Final Fantasy 14, but Scholar kind of plays more like an 11 White Mage with shields and stuff. So, like, for instance, in a Final Fantasy 11, Scholar is the regen healer, and White Mage is the shield healer. So in Final Fantasy 14, they flip it on its head. So I actually play a Scholar in Final Fantasy 14. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun, but it's not. I don't enjoy, like, things don't feel like they matter as much in 14. Like, every cast, every weapon skill, every mistake in 11, you feel it. You feel it big time. And it punishes and rewards heavily. And I kind of just feel like that's lost in 14. It more just kind of feels like a dance and a dress-up game, which, hey, I love. I love the outfits. I love lock styles. I'm all about all that. But it just, I didn't find the gameplay as interesting as 11, personally. So next up on the list, let me take a look. Well, I already know. How do we subterrane? So let's go to Bastok Mind's book. But yeah, 14 has a great. I even did some of the Nier Automata raids, and I thought that was really awesome how they mixed it in, and I thought they did it in a really cool way. It was a little over the top, but I mean, how else could you mix it in? I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed most of the music and the story. There's this one part between A Realm Reborn and Heavensward where it just goes on and on and on and on, and you just feel like you're never gonna get to Heavensward. I hated it like really bad, but once you get past that slog and you get into Heavensward, I feel like the game got a lot better. Yeah, I'm actually on 14. I'm on the Mateus server in Crystal. I play with this this Link Shell is led by this character Serena Anahata. I think I said her name right. Knights of the Blood Oath. But I'm casual. Like, I'm pretty much like top tier here in 11. But in 14, you guys would probably laugh. I'll tell you guys what. If you want, I'll share my at some point here. I'll share my Menfina fight, so you guys can see how I died twice on my blind run of Menfina. But it was the only one I recorded in 14. I really like Menfina. It's the Guardian I chose, so I wanted to record my fight with her. Yeah, 14's definitely has a really fun community. I like most of the community in 14. You're going to occasionally get your, like, parse chasers, but 11 has those too. Like, I'd be lying to you if I told you, like, there's fights that start over people and parses and, oh, I was 5% more than you, and that behavior is going to exist in every MMO sometimes. You just got to find people that aren't about that, or at least aren't going to hold you to that type of standard, and just kind of understand what you're about as a player. And if people are understanding and cool with how you are as a player, you found the right people. Like, everybody has a different, like, expectation, for instance. Like, I run a lot of schedule stuff, you know? And so when people show up late, or they don't show up, or they act like they have no idea I have a schedule, that annoys me. That annoys me a lot. And I show it. And so then people are like, oh, why are you so grumpy? And it's like, I've had this schedule for a long time, and you're acting like you've never seen me run an event before? Or like, oh, why doesn't anybody want to do this right now? I'm like, well, it depends on desires and stuff too. So you learn, you grow. Oh, crafting is the best. I actually like 14's crafting. It's way better than 11's. Is a lot of fun. I even like the old Gathering in 1.0. They turned it into a mini game in Gold Saucer, but I didn't think it was that bad. Yeah, I agree, Valen. Most people are like that for me too on 14. I got kicked once ever in 14, and I had no idea even what happened. I had to start asking on the newbie chat channel or whatever. I'm like, what just happened? I'm back out of the zone, and we were fighting the third boss a second ago, and they're all like, oh, you got kicked. And I'm like, wait, what? And they're just like, yeah, you got kicked. And I was like, I had no idea what? And they're like, you've never gotten kicked before? And I was like, no, I think this is a first. And they're like, did you like ignore mechanics or something? And I was telling them what happened, and they're like, oh, they probably just thought you were trolling because you had no idea what was going on. And I'm like, I guess. So I wound up going in solo with Trust. It was a Shadowbringers dungeon. So I was like, oh, he gave me Trust, so screw it, I'm going in alone. So this one's a Morble. He's a little tougher than the others. They usually give him girl names, but this one has Emperor. It's really neat on 14 that everybody can kind of hang out with each other now. I had a lot of friends that were on Primal, and I was on Crystal, and I wasn't ever able to really see them. And now I can visit my friends on Primal if I want. I rarely log on, honestly, but now I have the option, and I really like that. Like, they can show off their apartment and stuff. I have a triple triad little card table in my apartment, and I have a little smoking cigar. And I'll have to sometimes log into 14 and show you all. I don't think some people will find it super interesting, but I've given 14 a little bit of love over the years. Not as much as 11, though. If we're talking percentages, it's like 95% 11, 5% 14. I think even my offline Final Fantasy's got more love. Like Final Fantasy VI, I must have played through that game like 100 times. Maybe not 100, maybe like 70 times. I found friends that know even more about it than I do. I still learn new stuff about Final Fantasy VI. Man, he took a while, and he brought a friend eventually. Alright, so next up, oh, looks like my warp ring's still on cooldown, and that's okay. It's not a long walk back to the book. And then we can just take it to Ottawa Subterrane. Oh, I played the 16 demo. I am color me blown away. I am excited. I'm hype, and I was lucky enough to finally get a PlayStation 5 at retail. I saw it at the Walmart shelf, and I was like, bet, let's go. Finally, I don't have to pay scalpers for a PlayStation 5. And my kids are very happy too. They use it a lot more. But I told them, I was like, when Final Fantasy 16 comes out, guys, there's a chance I'm going to be using this. I don't know how I would stream it here or stream it to y'all yet. I'm still working on the technicalities of how to get a PlayStation 5 and TV to play nicely. Yeah, I actually recently got it, Scubar. Like, I'd say I have got my PlayStation 5 like 2 or 3 months ago. So I'm like a year or two late. But honestly, I mean, what's been out on the PlayStation 5 that was worth playing this whole time? I usually wait for the first Final Fantasy to come out anyway. Even when the PlayStation 2 came out, I didn't get a PlayStation 2 until Final Fantasy X came out. And even when a PlayStation 3 came out, I didn't get it until Final Fantasy 13 came out. And, yeah, if you can tell, I have a pattern. Sony, Square Enix, and me, we have an agreement. I'll buy their system when Final Fantasy comes out for it. Outer Gun. By the Ottawa Subterrane. But, I mean, what a mature game. What a brutal game. I'm not going to say any spoilers. I can't say anything about it, guys, but if you have access to play the demo, I mean, even if you're somebody like me who loves Final Fantasy VI and select battle RPGs and stuff, I'm not really an action RPG person usually. Well, I mean, okay, I take it back. I like action RPGs, but I mean, I didn't want it in Final Fantasy. I was disappointed when I heard they were going the action direction, but I don't know. I really like it. And the story it's a Final Fantasy story. Oh my gosh, is it? And it's brutal. It's mature. They go there. I don't want to spoil anything, but like, if you can experience it, I would encourage you to at least give the 2-hour demo a chance. It's amazing. And if you go through that 2-hour demo and you don't like the game, you're probably not going to like it. Well, I haven't got to play the rest of it, but I mean, like, I was so blown away. There's so much gameplay there happening that it's impressive. And it's the first M rating, so I mean, they weren't joking around. I was going to play it around my kids, and then I saw how brutal it was, and I was like, oh, nope, this is going to be one I play privately or with my partner. Here we are. This one's a little bit of a hike. It's an easier mob, though. I really love this music. I remember this played when they introduced Ottergon. And I know some people hate Ottergon. It's not my favorite expansion. But, oh man, when it came out, I enjoyed it so much. There was so much to do in 11 with my friends, and there was so much low man content, and It's almost too much to do. And before that, with Chains, as much as I love Chains of Prometheus story and seeing everything, I never felt so active as I did during the Autogon era. I feel like everything slowed down after that. To answer Hayabusa's question, yes, I do feel like it's time. That's a pretty long stun. Nice job, Stringer. You stalled your death for another 5 seconds. Alright, where are we at? On... Oh, geez. Is my inventory full? It does appear so. Let's drop some geodes and things. I was doing mythics trials, and let's just say that fills up your inventory. Alright, so I have 4 in Bucidine. Mere Drifts, though. Then I think I got the last 2, the Zarkabard and New Tomovopolis. Maybe I should do New Tomovopolis next. Let's hit New Tomovopolis next. So that's close, and my Warp Ring is still going to be on cooldown for a little bit. I could sub Black Mage, but why when I don't have to? Okay. This is a real short walk for this one. Though I should summon my trust now. Because I'll pull all the Moblin aggro. But yeah, chat, would you guys want to see me do 14 content, even though I'm not as legendary as 11? Would that be something that seems interesting? A lot of moblins. All right, I think it's undead guy time. I don't know, I'm not very good at 14. You'd probably laugh. I hear about what happened to Asmon's friend one time when he released something publicly, and I was just kind of like, oh, okay, don't make 14 content. Plus, I wouldn't want to compete with my favorite person in the world, Sepla. I mean, she's not my favorite person in the world, but I do respect the living heck out of her. And I wouldn't want to get in her space, I guess. Like, if there was any streamer I'd want to be like more than anything, it'd probably be her. No, I got a lot of respect for, like, you know, Asmon and a lot of the other streamers out there, too. Then again, maybe it's just because Zeppel played healer. That might be why I respect her so much. Anybody that can play healer in an MMO automatically earned my respect. And I think anybody like who's, you know, made healers in any of these MMOs knows how challenging it is on a full-time basis. And it is a choice. It is a choice. All right, so next up, let's hit up good old Eggsley. And then he's gonna send us to the next one. So for this one, I take the wanted to Fey in, and then I just run backwards to get to Bucidine. Takes you all the way to the closer section where the monster is, instead of having to run through that blasted snow zone. It's like the worst design zone in the whole game. I know people may argue with me and say Yatunga Jungle or Yorcia Wield. Bucidine is my least favorite zone. Maybe it's because I played too much during the Chains of Promathia and having to run from one Soja entrance to another. But even Promvion Vazel is up here, and it's a pain. Want to get Apex Promy guys? Yeah, they're there too, but it's a long walk. Then again, I might have spent too much time doing attestations in the dynamics of this zone. Now, can I kill him before he steals all my TP? That is the question. I resisted the knockback. That's good. Oh yeah, he's toast. Kimura variant. Next up on the menu. Is there a book there in Fan? Let's find out, because I got 72 seconds on my warp ring. But I have 3 more to go until Mimic eating time. I mean, I might get some legendary gear too, but there's a pretty good chance I'm gonna get eaten alive. Yeah, that's a womp womp on the book. There's a crystal, but my warp ring will be back before then. Off to go! It was worth a try. There was a book there, then I could have just taken the book to the next location. But I think next I'm going to hit the Adeline ones? There's one really close to Razkanar, where you guys might have seen me last week's stream when I was doing the vagary run with the link shell. Apparently a more popular event because it makes people gill. Incursion doesn't make a lot of gill. Well, it does, but it's irritating. You have to sell everything to vendor. Nope, wrong direction. No. Don't need to use the blue cup. Instead, I have a long walk through the sewers. Maybe not super long with, jig and shoes. But still, a walk. And the other 3 are the ZNM monster entry locations for those people that are unfamiliar. I've done these in videos and on streams before. Yeah, I might not have walked out to them though, on all of them. Hi, Serafina. I wasn't sure if I would see you on Twitch today or YouTube. We're doing Tattoo Notorious Monsters, also known as the Awoken NMs. I think YouTube's probably more quick to respond anyway. So this one is Aurorabon, or Lanternfish, as some of y'all may know him. Does have a charm move. Usually doesn't go off before I kill it. That's a lot. Nice little combo there. Alright. He didn't charm me. That's a good sign. I gotta go back to Adeline. My warp ring still probably got like 7 minutes. La da da, walking through the sewers, don't mind me. Now I gotta wonder about your drinking systems. I has questions. And bathing system too. Ugh. Ancient times. Alright, so next up, we are going to sneak over. I don't know about sneak. We're heading over to Khmer Drifts 1. So to do that, we're going to take the Enigmatic Warp. We're going to ride that out to Razkanar. I think he's pretty much right outside, and the spot's right there. Alright, let's get some frost out. It's right there in front of us to the left there. This one's pretty easy. Try to hit him to the side of his belly. Get my haste samba up. Already got my first step and building flourish up. And then I wait for presto. Presto into another step. Get it right to level 10. And now I wait for my combo. I'm just gonna do double climactic Rudra. It's usually enough to kill these guys. Almost 5%. Ta-da! How much more we got on a warp ring? 97 seconds? I'm going a little fast. What do we got left? Zarkabard? Zarkabard. Let's take a look at my bootyful toy. So Seraphina, since you saw me last, I got a new toy. Do you recognize it? I said, I got a new toy. Do you recognize the new toy I have? It's a pretty dagger. Oh, that's okay. That's the Dancer's Mythic Dagger. It's not finished in Modern, but that is the Dancer's Mythic Dagger. I'm almost there. I've been working on the trials. A few more steps to go. I have to kill a couple more tiger. And I already have the Mulciber, and then I have to go into old school salvage. It's a very beautiful dagger. I've wanted it for a long time. But I couldn't justify it. There was other things I thought were more important for me to lead my link shell. And then once I got all those things, I finally was like, it's time. It's time. Let's start working on the Dancer Dagger. And then a year later, I finally finished it. I wasn't going super hard, you know? But I was, anytime there was Ambu up and I could get Alexandrite, or anytime somebody was doing Einherjar, I'd go, and occasionally go a couple myself. And then before I knew it, I had all of everything done except for tokens. And it was me and a bunch of Nizel between me and that dagger. I will be making a video about it, trying to explain to people the path to finish a mythic. But it's painful. Unless you're ready for pain, don't even think about it. Because, oh, you will suffer. But if suffering for you sometimes is happy memories that you think back on, then you might want to do it. Alright, next up we're going to Zarkabard. But to do that, we have to go to Bastok Mines. Take the book. Zarkabard ho! It'll be a little bit of a hike. This one's probably the farthest walk. And the last one of the 15. And they throw you off by giving you 3 monsters instead of 1. But frankly, I don't really know how many of these Voracious Psyches you're going to need to upgrade primes all the way up. And if they try to time lock people out 6 months like they did with Ergon, I'm stacking up now. Because people are complaining about muffins being what's holding you back. But they don't even really know. It could be Voracious Psyches and they skip 1 or 2 months and then they're crying 4 months from now when they can't upgrade their piece. I hope that's not the case. But this is Square Enix we're talking about. We're going to do a tiny bit of science, guys, before I fight this. I want to hop into Castles of All. I think there's a book there. And if there's a book in the entrance, then this method is not the fastest method to get to this. You would want to take the book to Castle and then run backwards. But I just want to double check to be sure. I know there's a crystal right before the Shadow Lord's lair. But I can't remember. I feel like there's a book because of the relic upgrade path. So let's just take a quick peek. As my friend Athen says, for the science and the math. Well, he doesn't say those together. Usually it's one or the other. Okay. Yep, there's a book. Alright, so it's way smarter to take the book when going for this 15th guy. And that is because the spot is right here. Which daggers? The Aeonic one here and the Mythic? The Aeonic was much easier to get than the Mythic. Like, I'm almost done getting every Aeonic at this point. I run Aeonic clears at least, I'd say, once a month or once every 2 months or so in my shell. And some of them, I'd just be too lazy to get the beads for. Otherwise, I'd be done already. But if you have a good team, at least 3 or 4 friends that are coordinated and working together, you can accomplish a lot with Aeonics. But the Mythic can be done solo, but it is suffering. It is a lot of suffering. I'd say the Mythics are the hardest of all the Ramas to get. Not even a contest. The Relics are a joke compared. The Empyreans just cost a lot of gil. The Ergons take a lot of time, but they're not hard. And then they take gil. The Prime weapons are just going to take a lot of time. But they don't cost anything. The Mythics, time, money, time locks, mission locks, suffering, RNG. I mean, there's a lot of bad going on there. Oh, speaking of, I gotta switch off on my Mythic. I'll hit you with a step first while I have it on. And get my haste samba up. Alright, let's switch to my Aeonic. That looks like I have 2 Aeonics because of lock style. So you gotta do this in Dark Knight Warrior, or Dark Knight Healer Warrior order. So once this Dark Knight goes down, I should be able to deal damage to the White Mage now. Yep, okay. Now I want to finish him off quick because he's a healer. Boo. Alright, fine. Then this one's weakened once you kill his friends. Oh, a real demon. Well, I mean, you know, an original demon. Hey, buddy. I think my warp rings are still on cooldown. So let's go take the book in the castle. I think that's all of them, right? Yeah, down to monthly participation stuff. Okay. Yeah. Now I get to do the fun part. Will I get... Oh, oops. Don't run into zones backwards, guys. Don't make my mistakes. Lol. Alright, there's the book. Take me back to Bastock, por favor. And then lower Juno to see if I can do 3 of these runs or 2. I think I can do 3 Mars runs though. Oh crap, I gotta check up on my garden too. Okay. Yeah, we're doing a live pit stop. This month has gardening. My least favorite Amon deeds. Oh, peanut butter ice cream? Now I'm jealous. Don't worry, I'll still be here when you get back. I think. So we're gonna check on my plant real quick. I believe my plant has finished growing. I hope. Load all of my decorations. I know it's a lot of them. Oh yeah, it did finish. Isn't that beautiful? Alright. No deliveries. Okay. Gardening. Harvest. Oh, is my inventory full? I bet you that my Moghouse inventory is full. Yep. What to get rid of? Oh no, I got this thing completed. I'll probably just leave it glow. Did it give me the deeds? Oh, you gave me the deeds? Perfect. You know what? We're leaving you here like that to look pretty. I wonder if I bought the 5 I can get this month from him too. He usually lets you buy 5 silver vouchers as well. I can't remember, honestly. I probably did. I think I did. Let's check. Oh. Nope. Okay. Bought the 5. Here's 12 more. That's not 24, so that is, unfortunately, by my math, 3 runs. But it is 3. Alright, so we picked up a Mars orb. Let's vendor some things quick. And then we'll see if the Mimic's gonna eat me. Train of thought. What was I working on? Ah, vendor. Not a lot of things in Port Bastock other than all the stuff by the house, so when you run away, it's like, usually there's something. I'll keep the Titanite, that's a pop. Garudite I will sell. Can you tell I was killing Pearls? Like 400 of them to be exact. Welcome back, Seraphina. Alright, now I have some inventory slots. It's time to get eaten by the Mimic. Or not. We'll see what happens. Here we go. Here we go. Light thought isn't enough. Light thought isn't enough. Oh, dead. Whack. Thud, I'm dead. Okay, so let me explain why I prioritize in that way. I'm so far in the game at this point that the only thing that will drop anything that matters to me anymore is a large thud. But if you're still a newer player, if you just saw 2 thuds like that, you might want to consider exiting. But once you've opened up 3 chests, if there is a large thud still hidden in the mix, you will see a belligerent bag message. And you want to keep going till you try to get it. Or if you get no message, you can go till there's 2 chests left and one turns into a rainbow or a gold. So, long story short, that tends to be how I go about it. You don't lose any XP on the deaths there, so we're going to run back to Lower Juno. And sometimes he'll give you a freebie and recharge your Mars Orb, but most of the time you have to buy another one. Orange juice. That's usually what he gives. So another Mars Orb. This actually isn't from Swordy, believe it or not, Scubaru. But yeah, Swordy is very useful. Yeah, you only need level 99 jobs. Some people will level up mules just so they can get extra shots at this Mimic lottery a month. Because even the rarest stuff in the game, like live on stream, if you go back a couple weeks on my stream, I got the Kin body from the Mimic here. That is a really rare body piece. I think I've only ever seen it drop once from Kin. Yeah, live on stream too. Let's see if I find what box I put it in. I think I have it in, oh crap. I have it in box 4. Yeah, Digging Breastplate. I got that live on stream. I freaked out. I was like, holy shit. I probably blew everybody's ear out with my yell when it happened because I was just shocked. Yeah, you can get almost anything from this. Lilith body pieces. My daughter hasn't even finished Wings of the Goddess yet, and she wound up getting her hands on a Malignance pole. Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff. This is worth doing every month. And then as you do Voracious Resurgence, you get these coupons that you can do every month too. So, alright, we're gonna spin the wheel again. Mars Orb, here we go. Plus, you can buy these for people in town. Ashura, people sell these for 5 mil. Nobody on Siren buys these, otherwise I'd sell them. But, yeah. So it's just worth just seeing if I get anything nice. I still need the Malignance head after, like, what are we at, 1,200 tries now? Or 1,300 tries? So one day I'll get the Malignance head. Okay, here we go. Noise. Oh, chest again. Womp womp. That happens sometimes. Yeah, that sounds about right, Scubaru. Yeah, I'm about at that. I saw my first body on my 130th. I think I saw the Malignance feet was my first body armor I got. And then I think the Daybreak was the first drop I ever saw. Was the club, or it might have been the sword. Sword is a decent tanking sword, but otherwise I wouldn't use it. Okay, Grayson, that run sucked. Do you want to give me a freebie? The Mimic was 2 in. Now, some people have seen me get, really legendary items, and I've gotten to hand out legendary items too. This might just be a Mimic Eats Me week. We'll see. So don't be discouraged, if the luck doesn't go your favor. There's none guaranteed. I'd say when I go 7 VD runs, you'll see a drop with Treasure Hunter every other run. But it's not all the time. Even then, it could be 1 every 4 runs on VD. The way to increase it is you have to kill the ghosts, and to do that you have to kill the Aegons, and there's a whole bunch of mechanics going on. So usually what we'll do is we'll just do a subtle blow, set up Monk, and try to punch her down before she can even get a move off. Oh, he recharged it. That almost never happens. Okay, thank you, Grayson. Holy crap! Well, that's never happened live on stream before. Okay. Well, we get to spin again. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Mimic just might eat me on number 2 again. I always go the same pattern too, guys, because the Mimic is random. I figure I'll get more consistent returns. That might be gambler's fallacy. I'm sure some of my more mathematically efficient friends would tell me. But, I mean, it's just a method I use. Respin. Mars Orb number 2. Oh, geez. Okay. So when that happens, usually you just leave. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave. Let me just see if there's a link shell spotter around. We're gonna find out in a second. To finish the BCM, you have to open the center gold chest. We're gonna wait till Kobe's here, just in case, because if it's an item I already have, like let's say it's another Dagon breastplate, it'll drop nothing. So it's always nice to have a friend around. Yeah, I could. If I had a multi-boxer, there's people that will shout. I've seen things go for 50, 60 mil on the shout channel, but I'll tell you what, if you ever see it and you wait, like, the price goes down as that timer ticks because the person wants to sell it for something instead of it falling into their inventory. Vex Omen. It's kind of a womp if I remember. I think that's for abjuration pieces. But it might still be good for crafting. Let's take a look here. Oh, it's an okay piece. So we still have that one more spin. All right. Back to Lower Juno for the last Mars Orb. I mean, he might recycle it again. I've never seen a double recycle before, so we will see. But we definitely got one more. All right. We're still going to trade it to him. I don't think he's going to recycle it, but you never know. Probably more orange juice. Oh, special Gobby key? Take that. That's another lotto spin of a different NPC. And then let's buy another Mars orb. Okay. Oh, wrong way. Do. This way. Round 4. Amon True. Regular side is a no. Noise 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 is a no. One more to the rainbow. Alright, rainbow! Now, when this happens, don't open this one. Don't do it, don't do it. Some people swear to me that sometimes it's not a mimic and that none of them are mimics, but I swear to God, 99% of the time this is the mimic. So, open the rainbow. The Hirandi breastplate. I don't think I have that. I think that's Odin's. I think that's Odin's body. I'll let you know in a second, guys. Yeah, that's Odin's body. Guys, that's a really rare drop, just so you all know. Like Odin's high tier battlefield armors, rare, almost never drop. The accessories, like the rings, I've seen it sometimes. But woot. All right, well. I am my Malfer. Alright, so I think my warp ring is burned. Or is it not? Yeah, I still got 4 minutes on my warp ring. So do I have my... I need to pull it out. Nomad cap. Alright, so we're going to put the Nomad cap on, and that'll get me back to town instead of waiting 4 minutes for my warp ring. Yeah. So, well, hey, I got something legendary today. That's really good. I didn't think that was going to happen. Wasn't what I expected, but I'll have to take a look at the set. I bet you I can probably mix it in instead of Sakpada. And I know for a Dragoon, I think that just became my top Dragoon body piece. Yeah, I don't think Dragoon gets anything like that other than that piece. So I'll have to ask my Dragoon friends, but I'm pretty sure that's the best body piece for a Dragoon right now. So does anybody have any requests for me? That was pretty much the main thing that I had as my emergency nobody came to the Link Shell event backup thing. I was either going to do some NNI, Neonizal Eye, which is a little bit of random Ottergon climbs. There's lots of random prizes there. Or I could try a high tier battlefield, or there's a bunch of different things I could take on. If anybody has any questions or things they wanted me to explain or show while I'm still live, now would be a really good time to ask me too. I also need to pick up those other 4 Voracious Psyches from Elijah in Upper Juno, so I'm going to go do that now. But Chad, if you have anything that you want to ask, now would be a great time, because I'm not fighting something, and I'm not focused on trying to ask my Link Shell for help at the moment. Upper Juno entrance. Well, I know. How many of you guys have seen the new zone? There's only one. It's really tiny, but it's new. The silver knife. Oh, wow, I just passed Elijah, didn't I? Totally. Hey, Elijah. Don't mind me. I'm still thinking of the 24-hour stream. Yeah, there's a new area, part of the Voracious Resurgence stuff. There we go, 4 more Voracious Psychs. So now I have a total of 10 from last month and this month. So from here in East Adeline, right? Over by the docks. You might recognize one of my my favorite lock styles of late. Look familiar? I'm usually more into the girly stuff for sure. I love the pink and the lace. But I don't know, for some reason this really drew my eye, the masquerade kind of thing. And it's definitely one of my favorite lock styles. But anyway, Once you talk to this guy, he lets you in the secret place. But you have to be a certain part in Voracious Resurgence to be invited into this zone. The Silver Knife. It's this little private auction house. This guy right here, Gamashama, is your NPC for the prime weapons. And I won't spoil anything. There's not really any spoilers without me saying anything, but I'll just say this is just a private auction house that's like operates for the really rich exclusive people in Adeline. And yeah, you do get access to this during the Voracious Resurgence storyline. That's pretty cool. But that's the prime NPC guy. And without saying anything else, because everything else pretty heavily involves the story, so I'll shut up at that point. But yeah, one of the new zones. Sure, Scubaru. Alright, so the next one that I could say is I could try a high tier battlefield. Does anybody have any requests of any of the story battles throughout Final Fantasy XI that they loved, that they would want to see again? Any of the famous story battles, most of them have a high tier battlefield. So if anybody can think of any one. There's not one for Bahamut, sadly, but I'm taking requests, guys. Avatar. You name it. Throw me a curveball. So otherwise, I'm going to have to default to one of my favorite ones. And y'all have seen me beat Lilith a bunch of times in YouTube. Aw. That's fair. I tend to bring people along with me a lot on this type of stuff. Okay. What's your favorite avatar, Seraphina? Shiva? Okay. I started warping towards Garuda because I wasn't sure if you were going to say, but we can take one more warp over to Shiva. Oh, that's no big deal. Garuda just happens to be my favorite color, green. I don't know how many of you guys have seen my my background room that I use for my character, but green's kind of a theme I like. Not really the right sub job for this. Let's turn up the heat all the way to max. I might actually die. Yeah, VD. All the way up to VD. Let's make it risky and hard on me. D, if I went down to D, it would be too simple. VD actually makes me sweat and can actually kill me if I make a mistake or it gets lucky. So we're gonna see. Yeah, let's eat some food. Let's eat some food. Let's take this seriously. Oh, and Sentinel. Need to flash here. Alright, got the yellow proc in. Move in. Alright, got the blue proc. Alright, I'm gonna let the gas out. Oof. Yes, that's VD. Ah, so close. Paralyze. Ah, 5%. Paralyze messed it all up for me. Almost had it. So, if y'all are curious, let's see if I can still get her. Probably not. Nope. Oh. the shot. Worth the shot. Yeah, that's VD. I almost had her, but if I go back to my log, I know I was moving really fast there, right? I can't describe every single thing I was trying to hit, but the key one that you're looking for is right here. I reverse flourished to hit it with a super combo, and I got paralyzed, right? And then I went to cure myself, paralyzed again the next time I tried to cure myself, and then she finished me off with Heavenly Strike. So there's a lot going on for sure, and she got real resistant to Ruger Storm and stuff. But yeah, I almost had her. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, D is, for me, the problem is D is too easy. Then I don't have to try at all. So if I'm trying to make it interesting, I like to turn it up to VD when I'm solo. But if I even have 1 or 2 friends with me, I stomp through the avatars like they're nothing. And then some things I can't even do VD solo. I don't think anybody can. If you multi-box or something like that, you could. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is run back to Raving Opossum. This is the high tier battlefield NM, or NPC. I know how to talk. And you can spend 10 merits by another avatar gem. And then I could go fight another avatar. I tend to have all of them bought. They're all linked to fame or missions or things, different points in Final Fantasy XI history. And you unlock them as you go. So for perspective, let's go try to beat up Shiva on D so you guys can see what I mean. Bayan. Oh, it's Zillard area. Oh wait, no, it's not Zillard area. That's a different avatar. What I probably should have did is try to cast Flash on it and get a yellow proc off in those last couple seconds. Every time it uses Diamond Dust, you can get a blue, a yellow, and a red proc again. Blue proc being from hitting it with a weapon skill, yellow proc being from magic, and then job ability. I believe there's also one for ranged attack, but we're on Dancer. I don't got any pew pew shooty shoots. Or pet? It might be pet. Back, Shiva. I'll turn you down just a little bit because I'm trying to give a demonstration and we want to win. Long story short, once you turn these past N, your trusts are generally pretty useless. So I tend to just put out trusts that are going to buff me and hopefully get some buffs on me before they die. Oh geez, Al? Already? Okay. She got real mean right out the gate. Ow, Shiva. Fine, I'll eat a sandwich or something. No paralyze for you, lady. Okay, you get the ice spikes though. So, I guess you got your paralyze anyway. I should have changed to sub Rune Fencer for this. Would have been so much easier. Sub Paladin isn't the right sub. When you're facing high magical monsters, you really want to have a bit more magic resistance. Let's go, Healing Waltz. Oh, still gonna get paralyzed the whole time. Oh, there's Diamond Dust again. Blue proc, red proc. Owie. Mommy! Alright, it's you and me, Shiva. Uh-oh, that's not what I meant to do! There we go. Everything's just fine now. Tier 4. Tier 4. Oh, paralyzed. You're killing me again. Yep. Paralyzed for the loss. Well, Seraphina, Shiva's a little harder than my favorite one, Garuda. Paralyzed and Dancers, we don't get along a lot. Once it shuts down our heals, we don't get to do all of our tricks. But I still have fun. Ah! Hi, Andrew. We're actually near the back half of things now. But you definitely willing to go back and watch some stuff. I've been taking a request on avatars and other famous Final Fantasy XI battles that people have seen. But I've been turning the difficulty up way too high. Like, if I had it on VE, I would kill him in one weapon skill. So that's not very fun. So I'm trying to find a good balance. But for Shiva, anyway, apparently VD and, I got VD to 5%. And, then I got D even less. She got lucky in the beginning. She killed a bunch of my trust in her first move. But any requests, anybody, for a next one? Does anybody have any other famous Final Fantasy XI fights they remember? Can definitely try to take one more before we call it. Or any questions, too. Any questions about stuff that you've seen, or user interface stuff, or any of that kind of goodies. Excuse me. I'll give you guys a couple examples. So you have the Phantom Gen of Apathy, Arrogance, Envy, Cowardice, and Rage. Those are the Archangels. The Perpetrator Gem, that's Divine Might 2.0. Sav the Savage, Warrior's Path, Puppet in Peril, Legacy, Headwind. The Avatar, Moonlit Path, that's Fenrir. Waking the Beast, Waking Dreams, that's Diablos. The Feared One, Dawn, that's Promathia. There we go. Alright, you know what? We're just gonna do Promathia. I still haven't gotten his body piece yet, so let's just see if my luck carries through. Yes, Divine Might 2 can be done as an alliance. It's the only high-tier battlefield that can. I have a couple videos on it in my channel if you dig back a bit, but you might have to go back a little ways. I'll tell you what, Scubar, after I finish this one, I'll do Puppet in Peril next, and then we'll end the stream on that. And I'll have a tiny, tiny little announcement that we're working on in the back end of things. I'm definitely curious about people's thoughts about it and stuff. Oof. So, Crystal, epic looking. I love Chains of Promathia. Then they throw that in there because, you know, Abyssia. I love this battlefield. It's one of my favorites. There's the Garuda Star. Titan. Ifrit. I don't know if we can see any of the other ones. There's one, but I can't tell which one that is. Yep. Yep, when you fight Shinryu, the moon is below you, and you can see all Tayu. It's kind of interesting. If you ever done the Shinryu one, you're actually above the moon. Alright, Promi, let's go! Come to me, daddy! Sorry, that's a lore reference for those of you that aren't too familiar. I mean, it's a 20-year-old game, but I don't want to spoil it too hard. Especially because it's relevant in the latest expansion. They bring it back up and it made me smile. Waiting for your next mode, buddy. I want to see the cutscene, sure. It's been a while. Let's watch the cutscene. Oh, is that it? Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, crap, crap, crap. Don't do it, don't do it. Okay, good. I saved my TP. See how he's got red around him? I can't deal any damage to him now. I gotta wait. Such a cool model. Alright, cool. It's gone. I can finish him. We are the Leroy Jenkins. To some degree. Yeah, it's true. Well, yeah, I didn't get it. Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna get it anyway, but you never know. I have the pants already from him and all his other drops. So, the only drop from him I don't have yet is his body. It's very rare. Seen it drop a few times, but I always gave it to other players that wanted it more. I didn't want it enough to try to lot it if somebody else was around who wanted it a ton and was talking about it for a while. Or if they were the person that motivated me to even go. Next up on the list, Puppet in Peril. Oh, I can kill Jin solo easily. I just, I don't have the time. It would take about an hour and a half, maybe a little under, depending upon how well the luck factor kind of goes with the lights. But yeah, I can kill most of those guys solo. Maybe another time. I'll definitely get into that in the future, especially if I get stuck with another solo stream. When I have people, you know, kind of like I had some people that got sick today. I had other people that weren't interested in Incursion. I got a bunch of cancels and stuff. So I always try to have this as like an emergency. Oh crap. But yeah. I love to always save my vouchers and stuff because I know the randomness of the Mimic is fun for people to watch live too because you never know what's going to happen. I like to watch people run Mimic live. Be like, oh, are they going to go for it? Are they going to stop? Oh, I need to get my trust out first. That's a thing. Here we go. So it starts off with part one. Just a whole bunch of these guys. Fine by me. It helps me get my steps up. Not my Fitbit steps. Different steps. Oh, fine. Don't put your daggers away yet. One thing to keep in mind with auto target is it follows your camera. So you see, that's why I reposition myself a lot to try to keep the next enemy in front of me, so I don't put my daggers away. Now this guy's a paladin. Unfortunately, this is going to go a little slow, but I'm going to see what I can do with stuns. Ah, Quitata and your stupid burning blade for 500. Nobody cares, Quid. I wish you could turn off trust weapon skills sometimes when you don't want them. Messing up my skill chains. And there he goes again. He's like, Savage Blade for 344. You weren't trying to make a darkness, were you? I'm gonna use your Savage Blade, Quinn. Distortion. Evisceration. Into Rudra. There you go. How do you like them apples? Paladins don't like magic, I hear. Sniper shot, let's wait for that to burn through. And now my own combo. Oh, too slow. There we go. Gotta keep those skill chains going or coming on a mage. Then it takes forever to kick you out of this one. This is a really slow one to exit. High tier battlefields on bonus right now. That's why I got a Beitetsu to deposit as well. The higher you go up in difficulty, sometimes you'll start getting boxes and stuff. I'll do some more high tier battlefield this month. I forgot it was on bonus. Yeah, definitely. 100%. Well, let's warp myself back to my house. And then let's switch to the room. Well, everybody, I think we're going to wrap it up there. I really appreciate everybody coming out tonight. Everybody was really interactive, kept things interesting, even though I didn't have the link shell with me to keep me occupied today. I got to have a little bit of solo fun. Now, as far as the big announcement goes, or not big announcement, let's call it a little announcement. I'm going to be creating, with a couple of the link shell leaders on Siren, a Siren server Discord to try to help with grouping. Things have been kind of slow, and all of the link shell leaders have been having trouble getting people together for the slow times, and with stuff that's not like big Dynamis level events or things that require alliances. Anything that's 6-person, It's either you're in a static, you do it solo, or you don't do it at all. And it's kind of sad. It wasn't how things were a year ago even. So we're trying to bring a little life back, encourage some people to come back, and just to try to make grouping a little bit easier. Now, that's for Siren Server Final Fantasy XI players, and I know there's a lot of people who watch my channel who are. For those who are not, I have another thing I'm working on. And that is everybody, had a pretty good reception on Twitch last time, and it went really well. I only had a couple of people kind of scummy. So what I'm thinking is that I can stream other games to Twitch and kind of focus on my other gameplay. I don't know if you look at my live streams, but I've played a few other games there. And then for YouTube, I'm going to focus on more highly edited stuff like my Bard guide. I'd also like to do some other game stuff like a Tears of the Kingdom review and something along the lines of just kind of like favorite Final Fantasies, favorite Final Fantasy weapons, certain stuff like that. Something maybe a little bit more broad into the franchises that Square Enix does and the other ones I like Monster Hunter, Pokemon, and some of the things in this room behind me you might recognize. I snuck a little bit of pop culture in there all over. But all right, everybody, that's everything I have today. So we're going to be working on those things this week. And I will have announcements on the YouTube channel about what the schedule will be. So live streams will still be on Thursday, and that'll always be a thing for now, and they'll be Final Fantasy related, Final Fantasy XI related on YouTube. I don't know if they're going to be able to be simul-streamed to Twitch after July. I might just have to keep other gameplay related stuff there when I'm playing maybe, say, Final Fantasy 16, for instance, or things such as that. But I do intend to use it. I'm a huge fan of that. There's a lot of different franchises, and I might even play some Final Fantasy XI on there. But I don't really want to step on people like Velner's toes and stuff like that. We're a pretty small community, and I might try to focus on other games as well to be entertaining. But I definitely want to still keep working on 11 content and guides and stuff that help players learn to grow. So that's a focus. And then just trying to keep the streaming going and pursuing what I can and any type of success. I also have some merch we're working on, but I don't have anything to say about that yet. But hopefully soon we'll have some merch out. And that's about everything, guys. So thank you so much. Be sure, tell your friends, like all that kind of engagement-y stuff if you made it this far. And I'll see you guys next week. Take care.